Imagine a crowded restaurant filled with laughter, clinking glasses, and the sweet aroma of food. Then, suddenly, the air turns heavy, silence spreads like wildfire, and every eye fixes on one corner. A billionaire, known for his arrogance, has just shouted at a young waitress. But what no one expected was her calm reply, just one sentence. And that sentence didn't just silence him. It changed his life forever. Adrian Cole was no ordinary man, he was one of the most powerful billionaires in the city. His empire stretched across industries, real estate, technology, luxury brands. But what people noticed most wasn't his wealth, it was his temper. He carried his authority like a weapon, and wherever he went, fear followed. On a rainy evening, Adrian walked into The Willow, a family-owned restaurant he had never visited before. He was used to five-star service, red carpets, and people bowing to his name. But tonight, he wanted something different. Or so he thought. The restaurant was warm, cozy, and buzzing with ordinary families, children laughing, couples chatting, old friends sharing soup. For Adrian, it felt uncomfortable. He ordered the most expensive meal on the menu, and while waiting, he scrolled through his phone impatiently. Minutes ticked by. Then it happened. The waitress, a young woman named Lily, accidentally spilled a glass of water near his table while rushing to serve another family. A few drops landed on Adrian's designer suit. Gasps filled the room. Adrian stood up, his face red with fury. "Do you even know how much this suit costs?" he shouted, his voice sharp enough to cut through the chatter of the entire restaurant. "Are you blind? Or just completely incompetent?" The room froze. The children stopped laughing. The music felt muted. People stared, horrified, waiting for the poor waitress to break down in tears. But Lily didn't. She looked him straight in the eyes. Her hands trembled slightly, but her voice was steady, filled with quiet strength. And she said one sentence. "Sir, my mother died this morning, and I still showed up to serve people with respect. Can you say the same about how you treat others?" The entire restaurant went silent. Even Adrian's breath caught in his throat. For the first time in years, he felt something unfamiliar, shame. Adrian sat back down slowly, his anger draining away. He looked at Lily, her pale face, the exhaustion in her eyes, the faint redness that hinted she'd been crying earlier. She wasn't weak. She wasn't clumsy. She was fighting a battle no one else could see, yet she stood there working, serving strangers with dignity. The restaurant watched in tense silence. Everyone waited for Adrian's next move. Would he explode again? Would he storm out? Instead, he whispered, "I'm sorry." The video. One after another, the clips rolled: birthdays, bedtime stories, park visits. Lily leaned against him, whispering questions. Did mommy always sing like that? Did she make pancakes too? Did she love me this much? Each question cut Ethan open. For the first time, he realized Lily wasn't just curious, she was searching. She wanted to know her mother through his words, his memories. But he had stayed silent for too long. And in that silence, Lily had been left with only half a family. As the videos ended, Ethan wiped his tears. He looked at his daughter, her face glowing, her heart wide open, and he knew something had to change. For Lily's sake. For his wife's memory. And for himself. That night, he promised silently, no more silence. No more hiding. The next morning, Ethan woke up earlier than usual. He made pancakes, just like his wife used to, and when Lily came downstairs, her eyes widened. Pancakes? With chocolate chips? Yes, Ethan said softly, sliding a plate toward her. That's how mommy always made them, right? Lily's smile was brighter than the morning sun. As days passed, Ethan began to talk more. At dinner, he told Lily stories about her mother, how she once danced in the kitchen while cooking, how she loved sunflowers, how she stayed up late just to sew a tiny dress for baby Lily's first photo shoot. Every detail made Lily giggle, her heart filling with a love she thought she'd lost. But it wasn't easy. Grief doesn't leave quietly. There were nights when Ethan sat in his room, holding the old camera, unable to stop the tears. Nights when he felt like a failure for not being stronger earlier. Yet every time he wanted to give up, he remembered Lily's voice asking, "Daddy, who put that camera there?" That innocent question had been a door back to the life he thought was gone. One evening, after weeks of sharing stories and watching old videos, Lily climbed onto her father's lap. Her little hands touched his cheeks. "Daddy," she whispered, "thank you for telling me about Mommy. Now I feel like she's still here with us." Those words shattered him, and healed him all at once. Ethan realized something important that night: his wife hadn't left him alone. She had left him with a gift, Lily. A living reminder. A reason to smile again. And by hiding in his grief, he had almost missed it. So, Ethan made a choice. He dusted off his wife's old camera and placed it on the dining table. From now on, he told Lily, we'll make our own memories. We'll record everything, your school plays, our trips, even silly pancake breakfasts. One day, you'll look back and see not just Mommy's love, but mine too. Lily's eyes sparkled with tears. She hugged him tight. "I love you, Daddy."